My name is Sau Sheong. I work for SP Group, formerly known as Singapore Power. I lead a team of software engineers and also hardware engineers to develop new digital solutions for Singapore Power as well as Singapore in general. I think the difficulty level comes as the team grows and as the team both grows in terms of size and also grows in terms of number of projects we need to deliver, and also grows in terms of things to take care of in general. The smaller the team is, the closer you are with everybody. So it is easier to understand individual likes and dislikes, because ultimately software is developed by human beings and not developed by machines. So you do need to understand and motivate individuals to deliver to their best. And also the understanding sometimes people can't deliver to the best. That is much easier in a smaller team. As the team grows, it becomes harder to connect with everyone. And up to a certain level, then it becomes an impossible thing. I think there was a research that says that human being can only connect to 150 people in their entire lives. But in an organization, you have 400 or 500 people, then it becomes almost impossible to connect to everyone on an individual basis. With the understanding, I think you need to accept that. I think for me, I grew to accept that it's impossible to have that close connection with everybody. So you do need to keep a next level of directs whom you are close with, and then you impart the same kind of instructions, the same kind of DNA to them, such that they in turn are close to the next level of directs. And in a way that you do not need to become close to everybody, but everybody else is close to everybody else. And then that is how you scale. So how do you do it? You need to do it by practice. You need to do it by processes, because processes are important. A lot of people do not like processes, but inevitably in a larger organization, you do not have processes in order to keep everyone in sync. And that's the same reason why armies march in rhythm. You have a drummer beating a drum so they can keep in rhythm. The same way processes are the drummer that keep everyone in step, in rhythm, to deliver the goals of the organization. I'm non-committal about the future because I don't really know what the future is like. I tend to think that overall it is optimistic, in a sense that it has been optimistic all the while. Things have been going up for humans as human beings overall since World War I, World War II. There hasn't been any real significant worldwide wars, and things could be going up for uphill. People have been living for a longer time. I think in general, while there's a lot of doom and gloom much earlier in the century, where we hear people saying the world is going to run out of food, they're going to run out of space, and so on. But somehow human ingenuity has created different ways for us to actually proliferate without hitting that particular limit. Now, is that limit going to be stopped somewhere? I think up to a certain extent, it can't go on forever. So there needs to be some limit somehow. But I think we still have some way to go. And every day I hear Cassini hitting Saturn and discovering that one of the moons could be inhabitable. It sort of brings new hope to me that maybe not as an individual, I'll probably never live on one of the moons of Saturn, but as a human race, then there's hope for us that we will go beyond this particular planet. I think there will be progress from where we are today. It's really hard to predict the future, because I think 30 years down before that, it's hard to predict the internet as what we have today. People predict about flying cars coming in a few years, from the earlier part of the century. Flying cars are sort of here, but they have never been here, truly been here. So that was supposed to be an easy jump. But at the same time, nobody really talked about worldwide communications network and so on and so forth, right? So I think there will be something that will be quite different from what we imagine the future to be. I wouldn't try to think too hard about it. But I think one thing for sure, human beings are changing, as a fundamental biology of human beings are changing. So I believe that could be a big contributing factor in the future. There will be genetic changes. I think as human beings, there will be genetic changes. We might not be the same species further down the road. 2050, I'm not sure. But at the same time, there's a lot of enhancements, right? We hear about bionics, people having augmented parts of their body, right? Augmented eyes, augmented arms, and so on. Like when I was young, I used to love this show called $6 Million Man, where you're binding arms and binding legs. Not sure that will ever come true from that point of view, but at the same time, I think human augmentation is becoming more and more of a reality. So who knows?